Welcome back to the Realistic RTG here on FC25. We sit currently 4th in the table and the transfer window is closed. So we made all of our final signings in the last episode. There were multiple of them, so do check the last episode if you missed it yesterday. Thank you for your support in the comment section continually as well, by the way. Saying thank you to those who are on the board behind me today. Actually, you were behind me yesterday and I forgot to say thank you. It's John Paul, Kev, Bernie and Wishy, thank you very much indeed for your continued support in the comment section. All of you, to be fair. You guys have been very, very supportive of late, so do keep that coming. We are contemplating the idea of maybe closing in on Leicester City if it's potentially doable and going for an automatic spot. It's highly unlikely, but whilst the opportunity potentially is there mathematically, I'm not going to give up on it. And we're still very much inside the playoffs too. So it's probably going to be playoffs minimum. But it's a case of can we, maybe, get over the line into second if Leicester are going to drop some points. The side is looking good. The side is looking strong. The side is looking like it's in some very good form and growing nicely too, crucially for future windows as well. And we have a busy month, but not too busy. We're going to sim Sunderland at the beginning. We'll then play the 3 in the middle, as they're the highest rated sides in the league right now. And then we'll sim Pompey at the end, or in the relegation zone. Although that didn't go too well for us down at Fratton Park, but hopefully at home it will go well for us. So please do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the save. I'd very much appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more, of course, of this 6th season as we're pushing properly for promotion this year. Last year we were chasing the playoffs and didn't quite get there. This year we're definitely going to be in with a shout of making it to the Premier League for season 7. At the very end of the last episode, if you missed it, we did pay 50% of the fee for our new ground, which we will move into at the end of season 7. Which we've half paid for now. Half now, half when the job is finished to the builders. And fingers crossed, when it arrives, it's very much worth every penny. And hopefully we can bring great memories to the new ground as Valley Parade holds its own memories, be those great memories of promotion to the Premier League before for Bradford City. Of course, the sad memories of the fire in the 80s. Infamous fire at Valley Parade. But fingers crossed it'll be pretty fireproof, the new ground. Hopefully, Sunderland will be not goal-proof today. We can get ourselves some goals and ultimately the victory, whether it's goals plural or goals won. I could take this with Bulat. I'm going to let him take it from here himself because he's not going to shoot and I wouldn't score from there anyway. But we're on the attack for the majority of this first half, so hopefully, eventually, the goal will come. Clear back out towards Bulat here. Time ticking down, and it looks like time is going to escape from both sides here, unless they catch us on the counter now. It's been a dud game, unfortunately. I guess a point away from home at the Stadium Light is still a point away from home at the Stadium of Light. It's not a terrible result, especially when they've had 10 efforts. Didn't actually realise they were quite that creative, to be completely honest. So maybe we should actually count our lucky stars that we did get a draw from that one. Leicester won, annoyingly. So that's the gap from 10 up to 12, frustratingly. But with Swansea next, we can certainly get ourselves back on the horse. Nathan Miller's moved to River Plate, because of course he has. But we'll come to the youth prospects in due course in tomorrow's episode. We have actually made a change as to how we're going to run the youth prospects. We'll come to that again in tomorrow's episode. But right now, we will concentrate on the next game once, of course, I've sorted my finances out. Swansea with Acosta in goal. Navarro at right back, Darling, Baidu and Oliveira. They've got a decent team, to be fair. Gonzalo Franco at CDM. Daniel Watts alongside isn't of the same quality. Salihovic on the right. Jisung on the left. Oliver Cooper at cam and Jan Zapotnik up top. There's a mixture of really good players and really average players. They've got like borderline Premier League players and borderline League One players in their team. So it's quite the mismatch. But we've certainly had good and bad players in our squad through the years. And obviously we know that rating isn't necessarily always everything, is it? Clark Adore would certainly say something for his performances over the last few years, albeit less influential this season and probably on his way out, unfortunately for him. And obviously Cameron Brannigan was Championship Team of the Season 2 years in a row, whilst only being Jesus Christ, apparently, whilst only being 71 or 2 rated. So we can't necessarily judge a book by its cover. Will Lancashire, however, it doesn't matter what covers on him. He's been fantastically good all season long, regardless of his rating. And hopefully, he can keep goal scoring today, because he bagged all of our goals, I think, in yesterday's episode, or all but one at least. So fingers crossed we can get more goals throughout the squad today. Still the Championship's top goal scorer. We have actually the best defensive record in the league. There was a graphic before the game kicked off here. So we'd obviously like to keep that going. And with, again, the league's top goal scorer in our front line, as was the case last season too, with Josh Coburn. Obviously second top goal scorer as well, actually, last season with Bowie too. We certainly have a history of being very good at putting the ball into the back of the net. We don't have a history of being very good at keeping the ball out the back of the net, but it turns out so far this season we've been quite good at that. So, score goals, don't concede goals, win games of football. It's how we've done it all season long. It's how we will continue to try and do it today. And we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for it, though. Cooper's in behind here. We need my defence to do their job. And they have a lucky rebound in there. Got Bolton a goal yesterday, but no such luck for Swansea City today. Again, to remind you, we've turned weather conditions off, so even though it looks wet, it doesn't play wet. Mainly because wet weather gameplay is broken. I'm surprised actually it's taken me this long to turn it off, quite frankly, with how frustrating it's been. But it is off. But it's the same for the AI too, so it's still a level playing field. They were struggling in broken wet gameplay too, albeit a little bit less so than the user. Hopefully, eventually, we'll take the bloody lead in this game of football. Trying my best. So far that hasn't been good enough, but give it time. Sure, eventually we'll make our way through. And that time might be now. No. Good save by Acosta. 71 rated. I expected that to go in, to be honest. I didn't think he'd have the reactions. Longhorse is up. Longhorse heads wide. Oh, nice little ball the outside the foot. Caught him there as well. Salihovic. Inside to Zapotnik. And strike from Cooper. Well, he hit it firmly enough. Their captain. It did go wide of the target. Swansea, a little bit dangerous in this one. I'm going to have to keep my wits about me. Make sure that we don't make too many mistakes, like under-hitting passes, a la that one literally just then. Nice touch by Ford. Lancashire with room to get into. Room's kind of gone, but Giovanni's in a good spot. And we know what happens when you do that! Ooh, we saw one rifle into the top corner in similar circumstances earlier in the season, and I thought we were going to do it again. And unfortunately, the woodwork has come to Swansea's rescue. Giovanni. Stretch those legs a bit. Oh, lovely ball. Oh, Canadu's in. I tell you what, at 88 finishes is an absolute lie with him. It really is. I know his composure's only 60, but such a high finishing stat, I was certain was going to counteract that and overpower it. And it really hasn't. Try my best to train his composure too, but it's not growing very quickly, unfortunately. And it's something to look out for when looking for other signings for similar roles, I think. I've never really factored composure in, but we're seeing with Canadu just how much of an impact it can have. I certainly wish it wasn't having that impact, because otherwise we'd have had a 1-0 lead here. Don't want two back-to-back 0-0 draws, thank you very much. I'd rather a 0-0 draw than a 1-0 defeat. And Bergstrom is helping us get that clean sheet that will ensure we get at least something from this game. Bulat's there. Bulat with a long shot. Oof. Firmly struck, sir. Well saved, though, unfortunately. Up we go. All right, up we don't go, as the case may be. Lawal gets in there nicely. Giovanni. It's Canadu again. A little bit of footwork. Works the space well. He's going to try and find a teammate. It's going to have to be another corner. We'll try again. We get someone on the end of it. Yes, but he's headed it sideways. Good. 20 to go here. Finding it quite difficult to score, apparently. Franco. Cullen. Spins nicely, and they're working the ball about well here. Stop it, Swansea. Building with intent. I would have been so lucky. Trying a shot, deflecting to a teammate that then tries a first-time shot that very nearly goes in. Bulat wins that header nicely. I've had substitutions lined up waiting to come on for a little while now, but the ball hasn't gone out of play for them to actually come onto the pitch. Will is eventually picking up the hint to make the run. Giovanni looking for Ford. Not going to beat his man, so we'll go back. Giovanni, fucking hell. It's going to be a 0-0 draw, isn't it? Back-to-back 0-0 draws is not necessarily the way to go about closing down Leicester City, is it? Keep that in play. Drill it. Oh, Lancashire still. I'm going to run out of room. Bula. Lancashire. Canadu. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. 88 finishing does show itself. 94th minute of 2 added on. Sorry, Swansea. We're going to win. Rather understandably. Last action of the game. Whew. That will do. Not very nicely, but that will do. Deary me. We got a 1-0 win against Luton in the last episode that was a bit more straightforward than that. Luton just beat Watford in their local derby. We've got Middlesbrough away next, who are 7th. The gap to Leicester is still 12 points as they were victorious on match day 31. 6 points behind Southampton now, who we do still have left to play. The gap below us out of the playoffs now is 14 points, but that's 14 points to Middlesbrough, who we travel to in 3 days' time. Middlesbrough, our former parent club, of course, former club of second now top signing Don Angelo Canadu, match winner against Swansea. Ola Mertensen still in goal for them. Kesler Hayden, Kashin, Abdullahi Ndiaye, 80 rated at centre-back alongside Alex Bangura at left-back. Aidan Morris and Daniel Barlaser in the midfield. Isaiah Jones, Micah Hamilton, Finn Azaz and Oscar Wilhelmsen through the middle at striker. They've got options on the bench, including a also 80 rated Tommy Conway as a backup striker. Tommy Conway, I'm sure, is very good. But we know that Wilhelmsen can lead the line particularly well for Middlesbrough, playing in the snow here away from home at the Riverside, hoping to get the job done again in a bit more straightforward a fashion than we did in the last game. But this is going to be more difficult and opposition. That'll be 1-0 Middlesbrough then. Lovely. Hope to Giovanni. I don't know if they even touched the ball before they scored their goal. I think they kicked off. Looking for Lancashire in the gap. Kashin steps in very composedly to ensure that we don't get the opportunity to get an early equaliser. Try to bring Lawal across here to deal with Wilhelmsen. It's Kesler Hayden. It's forward from right back. Finds Wilhelmsen again. All of that talk about best defensive record in the league. That was a rather shoddy goal to concede in quite such a fashion. And we might be conceding again. We're not, thankfully, but finding it a little bit difficult in white shirts in slightly snowy conditions at times to spot a player. I'm having to second guess myself. That was just me being shit, I think, more so than anything else, losing possession there. I need to fix up. Not playing very well today. Didn't do particularly well against Swansea, but managed to scrape it. Going to need more than scraping here. We need to actually perform if we're to get a result against Middlesbrough. Hope and Giovanni. Desperate. Absolutely desperate for a way back into this game. Looking for Canadu. He might just have been onside there and was. And we found a way back into the game. And ever since I criticised his lack of composure, he's been very resolute and focused to bury 2 chances. One at the end of the last game to give us the win. This one to equalise here. Thought he was offside, genuinely, but you play to the whistle. Playing to the whistle worked. Level half an hour after they went 1-0 up. I'm going to drill this to Canadu, actually. It wasn't particularly drilled, but it finds Canadu anyway. Looking for Lancashire. Did that hit a hand? Yes, right. This is potentially goal-scoring positions for Bula. Still yet to figure out how to properly take a free kick with him. We nailed it with Cameron Brannigan. We've nailed the face of Finn Azaz there. Not quite getting it right on this occasion with our latest top signing. Longors can't head that anywhere near goal. Try and recover it before half-time and get it into the middle. But I'm going to have to play it forward quickly. And Canadu's actually done brilliantly there. And Lancashire will spin And out here is Ford. And still we might get the chance late at the end of a half again to maybe take the lead. I shouldn't get the opportunity of this corner. The referees allowed us the chance to take it. But Gadu heads well wide. Someone said to me, if you change your settings for headers from manual to assisted, that the dodgy headers are half fixed. Not in my experience thus far. Is that a foul? It is. Oh, we might be in trouble if the referee's pulled it there. I need to see a replay of that. It didn't look that bad. But Isaiah Jones is walking, wearing and seeing red. It was late, but it wasn't necessarily violent or malicious. Not sure about that. We're going to get accusations of match fixing if we keep seeing referees give such poorly decided decisions. That is not a red card, definitively. I would feel very aggrieved if I were a Middlesbrough fan. Good save by Bergstrom. He definitely saw that went away from goal, didn't he? Well, the 10-men push. There's a wide man that's gone, so it's not really going to affect them defensively. And creatively, they could just use the other flank. Hope gets that down. Not sure why Mickle Hope was my furthest forward player, but Shaq Ford's arriving, and we'll play it now. I'm going to look for Lancashire on the shoulder of the defender. Get to it first, Will. Good lad. Beat the defender, Will. Good lad. Bury it, Will. Everything but the finish. Giovanni in the way. He's struggling for stamina again, Giovanni. I really wish we could change that. His lack of stamina is significantly affecting his ability to impact games. With Bulat now 79, I am, as excited as we were about bringing Giovanni in at the beginning of the season, I'm significantly considering Giovanni being the bench player next year and bringing in Leighton Clarkson in that role. And that would be our midfield pretty much done for the next 3 years, I think, if we are going to do something like that. Elenia will come off the bench here. Giovanni is a very good player. He's just not got the legs in him to be that very good player for more than 65 minutes or so, which is underwhelming, to say the least. Certainly having a negative effect on his Bradford City career. Good tackle by Gadu. Bulat looking to slot it, but he's underhit the pass. Marco, that's not what we paid £14 million for, pal. I know it's snowy. I know it's awkward. But come on. Better than that. Azaz is going to score. It's 2-1 Middlesbrough. The 10 men take the lead. Kesler Hayden forcing down the line. He's turned actually very well indeed. And then you can't quite get there. He's... Oh, the man in the middle. Firing away very well. Ungors could get to that a lunge, but I'd be worried about getting a red card, although the referee seems to be on our side. Trajectory of passes is not on my side today. Having a number of misplaced ones in this game. Really struggling to find the accuracy of precision of pass. What is going on? That was another driven pass that just doesn't reach its target. And a foul given there against us, I think. Opportunity for Middlesbrough to score a third and put it out of sight here. Castanos might wind up to take this. He is going to. He's going to lay it off to Wilhelmsson. Thankfully, Bellerin's in the way. There's 10 minutes left here, and it might only be a point. We're able to rescue. That was supposed to go inside. What is happening to my players in this game? I've absolutely no idea. Lancashire looking to break away. Space for Ford, but again, it's under hit. What is going on? Ford looking to drive inside. That's definitely a foul. That's definitely Bulat territory. I'm still not entirely too sure how to wind up with Bulat to get these into the back of the net. Is this the way? Oh my God, so very nearly. Kanadu there on the follow-up. Go and grab the ball, boys. We still need one more. The movement on that free kick was second to none, but he's hit the woodwork, unfortunately. Luckily for me, it's found a teammate, and Kanadu is now the one that's scoring all the goals for us, not Lancashire. Thank Christ for him now. Conway off the bench and embarrassing the left-back, Mickle Hope. Bellerin's up for this and heads it well. I've made a couple of changes to try and push for potentially a winning goal. Look to set Josh Stokes in behind here. He's onside. Time this right. Late and great against Swansea. I was going to say later and greater here, but it wasn't quite as late. But it'll still do. It's just as great. Lancashire bags at last. And against the 10 men, we've turned it on its head in the final 10 minutes. Substitutes making the difference. That's why you need the squad depth at all levels. Proving vital here to ensure we get the results we need to keep the promotion push, potentially automatic promotion push, chugging away and maintaining its speed. That needs to get as far away as possible. Hope's header is decent. And we've won the tackle. Oh, thank God for that. That'll be game. Come on, ref. Please. Please. We are pushing our luck. But by doing so and doing it successfully, we're pushing Leicester as hard as we can. Another win for us. Another win for Leicester. Sheffield United are behind us in the league by a single place. Considerable amount of points, I believe, but by a single place. Ivo Grbic in goal for them. Femi Suriki, Ahmed Hozic, Svoboda and Rafa Garcia at left back. 79 rated youth prospects. Gustavo Harmer and Vinny Souza still there as their midfield pivot. Both 77 rated. Andre Brooks on the right and Koki Saito on the left are very good. Callum O'Hare and Tyrese Campbell less so, but similarly influential in this side. Tyrese Campbell scored a couple of good goals against us previously. We had a very good game against Sheffield United last time we played them. 3-3 draw, I think it was, at Bramall Lane, coming back from 3-1 down, if memory serves correctly. No such like drama today, please. No such like the rest of the episode drama today, please. Can we just get this one done, sorted early and over the line? William Longhorse. Very, very good interception. Thanks, he's looking to make the move. And Souza takes it off me as I was trying to work a little bit more space in the middle. Player to watch, apparently, Will Lancashire. He's not had the chance to have a look in so far in the opening 10 minutes. Not even so much as had possession, let alone a sight to goal. Sheffield United, very good at recovering the ball and recycling it well. Passes are just not... I don't know what's happened. Maybe the boys have been on a... Finish, Saito! Whoa! Maybe the boys have been on a birthday night out for a teammate or something, but they're hungover continually for the third weekend in a row at the minute. Saito, Garcia, O'Hare, nice turn. Saito again, Campbell, 2-0 Sheffield United. This could very well be our playoff semi-final. I hope it's not. Room, but he's onside here, Canado, I'm sure of it. Please. It's a great save, Grbic. Ford going to tuck this back. Spin, Giovanni. Bula. Under control, well. Lancashire, not quite so much. A heavy touch. Cleared away. Oh, should have buried that with Canado. It's not really his fault, though. It's just a very good save from the goalkeeper. Drill this to Bula. Look for Canado again. Who can spin. And then look for Lancashire. It just won't fall for me today. I've been very lucky with the first two games that we played. I think it's quite safe to say my luck has run out. Brooks. He's in. Forces the save out of Bergstrom. He's furious. I'm getting that way as well with the way that Sheffield United just seemingly cut us apart at will here at Bramall Lane. This is so unlike us. To just completely poop the bed. A hell of a counter-attack here, though. If Canado can get himself in behind. He's running low on stamina and needs to play it early. It's Hoyer. The bloody right-back's in. Bloody right-back scored. Of all people, to end up one-on-one on a counter-attack, I did not expect it to be our Dutch centre-back. We're back in the game. Garcia played in. They looked for an immediate response to give them their 2-goal advantage back again. He very nearly had it as well. Tyrese Campbell's effort blocked. Just pinging that, get it away. Canado can't physically hold up the ball. And Harmer will look to bring it forward again. Sheffield United are just so good at finding the space in the midfield and the defence. It's the first time, really, there's been a relatively straightforward save for Bergstrom to make. It's going to be 2-1 United at half-time. We need City to come back. Luton 1, Leicester 0 is a big result. But we're losing too. Rather typically, the one time that Leicester look like they're going to drop points, we could maybe close the gap again. Not exactly putting them under much pressure, are we? Carlson's come on for Callum O'Hare. Don't presume that's a change in formation. Just a straight swap in that cam position. Looking for Canadu here. Got Lancashire with me, but I'm going to need some more support from behind. And we have it. Bulat. Picked off by Vinny Souza. They are quality players. Their overall ratings aren't massive for Sheffield United players. But in general, the key stats are very important. And the key stats are good enough. Canadu need the support again. Bulat looking for Lancashire. Found. Bulat just can't get it down and under control. Giovanni's knackered again. Giovanni, you're so good, but you're just not able to be fully utilised in that position with the way that you're always bloody knackered. Tyrese Campbell, I can't get to him. Longhorse stepped in well there, though. If we can find the ball, which we can't, to send Canadu behind. Vinny Souza is imperious in that midfield, in that CDM spot. He intercepts or tackles everything. He's so good. Khoya's going to get to that first, and we'll look to play out if we can. Bring that down. Keep it away from the bloody man. He used a hand. Thankfully, it's our free kick. 25 minutes to recover this. Please let me do it. Bulat. Bloody Vinny Souza. Bulat, I think, was nearly hurt there. But I tried to play it quickly. It wouldn't let me. Now they're all back in their defensive positions. Lovely. Bulat. Alenya. Alenya off the bench. Alenya drops his shoulder. Alenya finds Canadu, whose shot is blocked. Ford wins the header. Canadu has support. Just take your time. Find the right man at the right time. The right man today has been Canadu, but he wasn't this time. Well intercepted by Bulat. Looking for Lancashire. Just can't get away from him. Gus Harmer now running the midfield from a central position. Excellent from Bulat. Wonderful feet. Ball is exceptional too. And the next one isn't. Bulat can play the passes. I need Bulat playing the killer balls to get the assists. So far he's only really been involved as the man to get the assist of the assist. And the lack of passing quality in the rest of the side is letting him down. Oh, he's brilliant. They're so good. Sheffield United are genuinely just really damned impressive. I desperately hope we don't have them in the playoffs. Otherwise, I'd go as far as to say we are definitely not going to be a Premier League side next season. Carlson steps in with a heavy touch of Bulat. Khoya probably fouls the man. Referee says he hasn't, and play continues. Is that the stroke of luck we need to find the equaliser? Shaq Ford up against Anil Ahmedhodzic. Ford doing brilliantly so far, looking for the pass. Bulat, Canado can't hold on to it, and that'll be game. We are going to lose as Leicester potentially also drop points away from home against Luton. We do the same, and the gap stays at least the same. If not, if Leicester were able to find an equaliser, which they weren't, it stays as is. Leicester have actually played a game more and have extended the gap to 15 points now. But we have a game in hand. But games in hand can be lost. That 15-point gap and those 77 points of Leicester will not be lost. It's Portsmouth in 3 days' time. Gabe is saying he needs some more football. At the minute, Gabe, I can't guarantee you it, I'm afraid, unless for this next game, some people are a little bit fatigued. Sort my money out. Hopefully, sort the performances out for the next one. To end the day and hopefully get us back to winning ways, it's Pompey at home. They did beat us away from home by a goal to nil, I'm pretty sure. They're 20th at the minute, so they've had a small turnaround in form and are out of the relegation zone for the time being. How long that may well last, I'm not sure. Good thing about Giovanni, at least, is that he recovers his stamina very well in between games. Just doesn't keep it very well in games. I could maybe consider changing his role so that he's not the box-to-box, and maybe that might free up Giovanni to have more of an impact for longer in the game. Although with a player like Leighton Clarkson potentially available, I'd probably be happier to have Giovanni drop to the bench and have Clarkson come in, start ahead of him, and then maybe make Bulat the box-to-box because he's got the engine. And then when Giovanni does come on, he'd be in a position still where he wouldn't need to gas himself quite so hard to make the impact. Ratkov's making the impact continually for Portsmouth. They lead. Free kick, good position, jumping in. Give me Bulat. He's still a long way. I haven't had one that's been close enough to really been an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Try and get this one down. I'm not going to put quite so much power on it. He's hit the other wood. Oh my God. How is my luck? Well, to be fair, last time it rebounded straight to a player and we scored anyway. So fair enough. That one is just desperately unlucky. I'm having to adjust to. They're going to score on the counter. Kill me. What I'm having to adjust to is his extra curve. That bent far more than Brannigan's used to. So that's something I'm going to have to factor in next time I take a free kick with Bulat. It's an adjustment phase. At the minute, Christ alive, that free kick was our only shot on goal. This is not good enough right now. But judging by the way we scraped the first 2 wins today, it has been coming. Another free kick, this time in a better position. Is this one going to be too close? No, it's about the same sort of range as the previous. I'm not taking it quickly. Oh no, it is a bit closer. Right, factor in the curve, Ches. Bend it around the wall and down and into the corner. Oh, it's over the bar! Oh, please! Please! It could be 2-2 if I could figure out how to take a free kick with Bulat. Nice run. Good delivery. And Lenya from the edge of the box. It's wide. Well, I can't say, even though it's a simmed game, that I didn't have the chances to get something from this. 2 set-piece opportunities that we haven't been able to take. Lancashire very nearly scores a worldie to make it a nervy final few for Pompey, but it goes wide and no nerves at all for the away side. They've come here very composed, very settled, and are continuing their good run of form. They're out the relegation zone, and this will help them pull away from it. More chances than us, more goals than us. And a big game against Coventry next. Am I starting to look over my shoulder? 11-point gap to Middlesbrough? No, not really. But, oh, dearie me. 15-point gap now to Leicester. It will be playoffs certainly for us. Bitter pill to swallow, but I've only got myself really to blame. I'm the one that hasn't performed. And as a result, the results haven't been good enough. That will be all for today. Join me for tomorrow where we'll have another potential precursor to maybe a playoff game. If the bug that's been previously mentioned in comment sections is a thing, we wouldn't play 5th place Sheffield United. We'd play whoever's in 6th. And that, at present, is Coventry City. And they've been good against us previously too. The games continue. See you tomorrow.